they've only beat you once in 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
Both of you are in kind of interesting form, but they're dominant at home. Generally at home at the new, people having form, it's called the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. I'm just going to call it White Hart Lane for now. But their home form has been brilliant. Do you have any worries or concerns about how good they've been at home? Or do those injuries to those attackers, is that what's really filling you with confidence?
Do you know what it is? Considering how Conte and how Spurs play,
still want to talk about Chelsea.
With this block nonsense. Exactly. I mean, when you
still want to talk about Chelsea.
When you involve yourself, that's why.
Go on.
But considering obviously how Spurs play with Conte, it doesn't really suit Liverpool. That low block is going to obviously really, really affect us because we play better when there's spacing behind. Like we've seen it against.
Can't play like United, can you?
Pardon?
What?
We can't play like United.
Oh no, so you can't play like United, can you?
I don't want to play
because they play super low block against us, but we carved them.
I don't want to play like United.
You say you talk about just on the Liverpool. You say you beat all the big teams, but I'm not being funny. Spurs not a big team; it's a small team, so technically you would struggle.
Well, they're not. They're a top 4 team, top 6 team.
All that changed, didn't it? All that changed.
And the top 6. So
I forgot you got replaced by Newcastle now.
Replaced already?
Yeah.
Tooting your horn, isn't it? Came second, and then where did you end up?
Hey, we're talking about this season.
Yeah, this season.
Cool. We'll get back to the banter in a minute. Let's chat about the game for a second now, guys. Just the viewers are like, let's talk about the game. So the viewers, it's your show, so we're going to get back to the game for a minute. So yeah, the low block's going to be hard.
The low block's hard. So Liverpool obviously struggle to go and break down these low blocks. I think it will be a tougher game than some Liverpool fans would like to go and say, considering they're going to be jamming on their high horses thinking, yeah, you know what, we're going to go and win this game. Nonetheless, the record really, as Craig said, it just suggests that they're not really going to be able to do anything. And Liverpool do turn up when it's Spurs historically. But you just never know with this season, unfortunately.
I know we don't have a Spurs fan here to fight their corner. Anybody in this room fancy Spurs to win?
Khalid?
I don't fancy Spurs to win. I don't want Spurs to win. But if there was ever going to be a time for Spurs to beat Liverpool, it'd be now. Like, if there was ever going to be a day to do it. I think Kulusevski's back as well. Potentially.
He's back, yeah.
Guaranteed, yeah.
So I think that's a massive boost for them. But of course, with that boost, Son comes out. I just think with Jurgen, I would like to see him be a bit more pragmatic in his approach. 100%. Considering that it's not gone to plan so far this season, I think you kind of need to go back to basics, kind of need to do what you need to win instead of this total football that you've kind of been playing for the last 3-4 years, the Jurgen Klopp heavy metal, just to get a result. Because it'd be very embarrassing to go to Tottenham away and lose, considering that record. I have but I have no hope for you guys. I'll be honest. I have zero hope.
Do you know what it is? It would be embarrassing, but losing to Nottingham Forest and then Leeds back to back, I think that's more embarrassing than losing to Spurs.
I mean, you're already there. You're already at the bottom.
Exactly. So it can only do. I mean,
but
keep saying that, then Zane's going to get onto you in a minute. Like honestly, before you know, he's in the comments. Talk to me about back to life, back to reality. You just put yourself there.
You can DM me about it.
I think though with this, I think there's a lot of pressure on Tottenham because the way their fans are talking. When you, the expression I use is one doth protest too much. This whole we're third, we won our champion. Did they win the Champions League group?
They did.
They did. I get confused.
Oh, I hate that.
We won our Champions League group. We're third in the league. Why is everybody criticizing us? Well, because Newcastle are catching you, Man United are catching up with you, and both Newcastle and Man United play before Tottenham do on Sunday. And I believe if Man United and Newcastle win, United go level on points for game in hand, and Newcastle go ahead of them. I just don't know if Spurs can handle that pressure. And I know that I wish there was a Spurs fan here to fight their corner. You can in the comments. That is where I see the Spursy element coming through.
Let's take it as a Tottenham fan. Let's pretend that. Let's just pretend for 2 minutes. Although, let's pretend I'm Patrick because he's super positive about Tottenham. Let's just pretend. Although we might not feel the style of play is exciting or quote unquote sustainable, that's been thrown around a lot this season. To use Terry's own point against him, they are still third. They did top their group, whether we like it or not, whether we enjoyed the football. And even though I don't believe the group of players have that mentality, do you know who does have that mentality? Conte. The Conte factor. So if I was a Spurs fan and I'm trying to pick some reason as to why we will beat this Liverpool side, that would be why. And also, if they do get Kulu back, I think he's massive.
Can I flip that round? Just because
Go on.
I was thinking about this just a second ago, but obviously, with the way they came back in the Champions League, give credit where it's due. Away to Marseille, that was an incredible stadium. The incredible noise that was in it. Now, I will partly say that I think Marseille bottled it. I will say that. And it is full of Arsenal players. So, I mean, it was kind of to be predicted.
We're not doing this.
To be fair, I mean, they came from behind in a very tough atmosphere and they won the game. Now, to be fair, Conte wasn't on the touchline on Wednesday, I think it was. Or Tuesday,
it was in the stands.
Whenever it was. Is that then another potential thing that you could turn around and say Conte not being involved, although we all know he had like an earpiece in or something going on? Is that potentially going to be Conte then overcomplicating it? Because we definitely saw that in his second year at Chelsea when he overcomplicated things a little bit too much.
Oh, definitely.
The only thing I will say in Conte's defense is he can defend. He can, he can play that low block because of the way that they play. They can make that back three or back five. They can make it very difficult. And because of the range of passing that Kane has got, that counter-attack is on.
Oh, absolutely.
Big time,
I think
especially with the way Robertson and Trent are going to go forward.
Yes.
Well, that's the thing. That's the thing is who's going to step up. If that counter-attack is potentially on, Kane can play those through balls. Potentially get into the box. Kulusevski, I would probably say.
No. Let's draw it back. This guy hasn't had games, so Kulusevski.
Of course. Yeah, so, there's going to have to be someone that steps up to the plate. 100%. Ideally, it would be Son. Of course, he's not playing. But again, this could be a real opportunity for someone to come back and really make a mark.
Well, like Lucas Moura, potentially.
Is Moura out? I'm not.
Is he? Is he out?
Out.
Who do they have up front? Who is available? Do you know what? Maybe you do have. Maybe they have a chance. Maybe they do have a chance.
No Son, no Richarlison, no Moura. They got no pace. The only person they're going to be relying on is Ryan Sessegnon to get out that pitch and old man Perisic. Maybe they're going to have to pay Perisic there.
Yeah. Maybe.
But Vegas is out as well, though, isn't he?
Romero's not there. You know what? If you lot don't win, I swear, do not cut. I'm not joking. Do not get me on live on Sunday. I'm not joking. I'll get every single one of you Liverpool fans.
Would you be surprised if Liverpool lost, though? Be honest.
No.
Exactly.
No. I don't have. No, you know what? Either way, my club might be eating. I don't mind. This weekend, my club needs to eat.
But like Craig said, is that exact point kind of goes back to what I was saying around Jurgen being a bit more pragmatic. If we think that's where Tottenham are going to have their joy by sitting a low block and getting them on the counter, especially with Harry Kane picking up the ball in that kind of like playmaker role on the break, that's where Jurgen needs to abandon the heavy metal football.
Yeah.
That's my frustration with Klopp, because we talk about all these teams that we go and play. There's never a change in regards to like what other team we're coming up against or what other tactic that the opposing manager plays. It's just we play our way. If it don't work, tough, we're just going to start spamming crosses in. And that's the frustrating bit for me, because you see it like in top managers, like back in the day you would with Rafa Benitez, even Conte. They'll go and change their style depending on who they're facing. And you see it in the kind of in the top high level games. That's where it can be crucial, especially when you haven't got the players at your disposal playing at the highest level as well.
I agree. I feel like with Liverpool, they remind me of kind of like an aging boxer who's still got that power. And I feel like every time they look like they're down and out, Derek Chisora almost at this point in his career, it looks like he's going to retire because he has a bad loss. And then he comes back and sparks someone's plugs. I think they'll do that this weekend. It's almost, you had that embarrassing defeat last week. And I think you'll come back and there'll be some going, that'll be it. White Hart Lane's a fortress. They won't be able to, there's no way Liverpool can do anything. Look how bad they've been in the league the last 2 games. And it'll almost be like a bit of a throwback performance as we saw with the City game a few weeks ago. They look really good. It is about that high line, though. I think you're right, Colleen. They can't exploit themselves too much. However, there really isn't anybody at Tottenham to really run in behind and punish them. So I think it's such a balanced game. And I want to get the predictions from the viewers. Who do they think is going to come out in top in this game? We're going to do it here. If you guys could write down for me who you think is going to win. A little cheeky score prediction as well. Viewers, make sure you're getting that done for us right now in the comment section. We want to know who you think is going to win. We want to know who you think is going to come out on top in this game. And I'm going to write mine. If you guys watched my preview earlier today, you already know what I think, but I'm going to write it down. All right, who I think is going to win. And I'll put mine up for you first of all. So I'm going with a Liverpool win. And I think Liverpool are going to win 2-0 in this game. That is what I think and feel. Viewers, I want your score predictions right now. Liverpool to win 2-1.
You said 2-0.
Did I?
Yeah.
Yeah, 2-1 then. 2-1. I'm nervous. I'm hosting a show. I'm scared. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm going with 2-1 to Liverpool this Sunday, 4:30 kickoff. Remember, we're live on the Terrace at full time. We're going to go to Craig and Kaz first of all. What are you saying? What are you saying, Craigo?
We're actually in agreement on this.
Yeah.
Do you want to do
Oh,
it at the
like
same
brothers.
time? Yeah.
Score draw.
1-1.
Score draw. I mean, you move us over a little bit, please, because there we go.
I'm on the end.
There we go. Yeah, do it on the inside. That makes
There we
sense.
are. Yeah, 1-1.
1-1 they've gone for there. Interesting. JJ, Cole?
Oh, I've gone for 2-1 to Tottenham. As much as it pains me, I just don't think Liverpool can do us any favour.
JJ changes about 6 times.
Yeah, I've had to change it because I tried to be optimistic, but bun it. I ain't being optimistic. I just wanted to say, Terry, though, it hurt me that you compared Liverpool to Derek Chisora. You know, you could have said Deontay Wilder, you could have said anyone.
True.
Said Chisora, which is mad. I'm saying I'm going with them, to be fair. I think it's going to be a draw. And I think we're going to concede first. I think it's a banker.
Yeah, I would say that
in the
as
middle,
well. Yeah, I would agree on that.
Banker. If anyone's a betting man, bet on Liverpool to concede first.
100%.
Yeah.
Look at that. Well, there we go. That's our score predictions.